Hello, 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 and welcome to Getting Real with Paula. My name is Paula Alphonse, and tonight we are speaking with Luc Thermonvil, otherwise known as the face behind the Ottawa Black Business Alliance, and Bia Media. Good evening, Luc. So very happy to have you on the show.
Bonjour, Paula, ça va bien? How are
Ça
you?
va, ça va. I'm doing good. We're gonna start it. Let's just say Luke is a little nervous because he doesn't usually do the public appearance. So be kind and be nice with him. I told him my people are nice. So, Luke, could you tell us a little bit about you? Who you are, what you do, how long have you been an entrepreneur, and what brought you to entrepreneurship?
Yeah, Paula, I think you're right. Usually I'm always the guy in the background. I don't like to be on the front. But today, when you invite me, there was no way for me to say no. So today I will do my best. Oh, all right. The question. Yeah. I've been entrepreneur for 25 years and I carry a couple hats. And business is my passion. This is something I always like. I always like new challenge, and 25 years in business, still going.
Yes, yes, yes. And I understand you started your first business, you were barely 17. Can you describe to us the various types of business ventures you have had over the years?
Yes, Paula. At 17 years, I was a security guard, right? At one point, working with a company, and after working there for a year or two, they decided to open another division. But the problem was there was nobody to work. So I went ahead and I make a partnership with them. And I said I will take that division and working with them as a partnership. This is where I started my company called it was a patrol officer. I was dealing with all the Bank Canada Trust. I don't know if you remember now. Before TD Bank, there used to be Canada Trust. So I used to have a contract to every time there was an alarm at one of the machine, I would get dispatched there. So that was my first business there for a couple of years. And that was my first business at 17 years.
And then after, what did you give us a sense, an overview of the various business that you've had?
Yes. After security, I went back to school.
Okay.
I went back to school and take computer IT because I know IT was another avenue there. I know that was expanding at this time. So after when IT, I went to work for the government for 25 years. And between working on the government, and I was able to open other business, like a restaurant, right? I have the restaurant for 10 years. It was a good restaurant, very good. I think if you ask people about Guayave, everybody will let you know. It was in Orleans. There was the Creole African food. And we have something we're telling people, hey, if you want to go to the Caribbean, come to see us. And we have that taste there where we can give them the pina colada, all those good drink and everything. So it was a very good business. And after the restaurant, because I have a passion of real estate, right? Everything about real estate there, that's my passion, right? So I love construction. I love to work with my hand and things like that. So I went back to school nighttime, take a home inspection. And by doing the course, I was able to touch all different compartment on the home, right? Like electricity, plumbing, and all that, right? So it was good. So now after that, I created another company. Was the Thermal Property Management. I was doing inspection
Mm-hmm.
for a while for real estate because I have a lot of friends who do real estate. So I was helping them out and do real estate, security, work for the government, do IT stuff. There was a couple hat, and all that to become a PMP, a project management. So now that's what I do now. I like to manage project and helping business grow. So with all that experience I have there, this is what make me now become a project manager, business analyst, helping people.
Hey, I understand that your latest two projects are Oba and Abipog.
Yes,
What is your vision for each of these initiatives?
yes. So after all the experience, working for a couple of business, see the industry, and also think about my community, right? So I say to myself there, every company I built, I saw the process, I saw the way things work. And me, I'm kind of guy who like to know what I'm getting into, right? If I build a business, I try to learn. I learn and I go see some mentor, and ask them question, help me to build. And
Mhm.
after seeing that, in 2015, after we closed the restaurant, take a break because I don't know for a lot of you guys who are carrying hats. I have two business and working a 9 to 5 job is tough, you know. So after quitting this, and I said, myself, let me do something I like to do. And me, I'm kind of guy who like to help. I'm here to help people and see people grow, see people succeed, and that's kind of guy I am. So I said, with the skill I have and the resource I have, because between the years doing all those business, you make a lot of connection. So I said, you
Mhm.
know what? Why not go ahead and help the community? So that's what I did. And before doing that, I decided to do a research on the community, right? And I make a 4 years research, where I was able to document what's going on in the community and things like that. And in 2017, we decided to create Ottawa Black Business Alliance because me and a couple of partners, we said, hey, you know what? We have the skill. Why not go help the community? So this is where OBA came in place. So, and OBA, there's we have three department, right? We got the BIA Media. This is the one we're using right now, and also we have the BIA Pages, where is a kind of a directory for the businesses, right? So this is where in 2017 there where we start to create OBA. And the OBUD was to help businesses, right? Educate them, give them, the resource tools, and give them all access where they need to succeed. And OBUD was working good. And after that, we decide we're thinking about the youth, right? The youth was they're so much talented and things like that. So I said, hey, I need to create something for them too. So this is why we have the association Abipug, and right now Abipug is doing very well. We have a lot of youth working, and everything you're seeing me producing is because of the youth. Because with so much talent there, we're able to, produce those two organizations to help the community.
Hmm. Sounds interesting. It's a different journey because it feels as though you tried multiple things and it wasn't in the same frame. But in what I hear in the last two projects, it's about serving others. So you had a restaurant which was also feeding people, but it wasn't in the same context. What would be three nuggets, your top three nuggets you would give to anyone interested in building their ideas into reality, whether it is a business, a social enterprise, or a not for profit business?
Is there's three things that are unique for me. I would say the unique approach I do is platform, uh, intelligence, and partner. And when I say by platform is having the wealth for the community, the tools, right? Monitoring, research and things like that, right?
Mhm.
Intelligence, why using that is sure services, right? don't be scared to share, because when you share, you learn from somebody else, and
Mhm.
exchange mind there.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing, because sometimes you think people don't know about your business, but you will be surprised when you start talking and they said, "Oh yeah, I know another business, or I know somebody who's doing that," and make you the
Mhm.
connection. And I think this is where I think the intelligence and shared services is very good, and the other one is a partner networking, and not be scared to go reach other people, to get the help. Partnership, don't be scared. If I know you, you don't know me, let's work something out. You see, if we have the same mindset and we have the same desire, why not try together? Because I think together, you're saying we're stronger, and
Mhm.
we can. And for me, I think, yeah, partnership there is a big thing. And it's sad that I'm not seeing that in our community a lot,
Mhm.
because people, the trust, scare, everything make people scared of that. Sometimes is a good thing to try.
I hear what you're saying, and in a community, sometimes because we each trying to get our business starting, we sometimes forget that there are other people who might be willing to assist, and that sometimes in partnering with others, it makes the journey a little less difficult. So those are things I guess we should remember, because almost everyone who starts a business in their mind, I'm doing this on my own. I don't want to have anyone telling me what to do. But sometimes you still need to learn. So the portion about mentorship and intelligence in terms
Yeah.
of what are the information that is on the ground that I can access can actually make things a little easier for us.
Oh yeah,
What
that's for
is
sure.
the hardest? Yeah. What would be the hardest lesson that you have learned, both as a Black entrepreneur launching a business and in the sense of being a father as well?
It's tough. I mean, I can tell you something. I give my hat to all the people doing business, nonprofit, because been there, done that, see the struggle, what they have to live behind, and things like
Mhm.
that. Me, I will see the community doing business, nonprofit. We should support them and give my hat to them, because work is a lot of work. Because I can tell you, finish work, after that, to spend another 4 hours helping the nonprofit organization and doing things. And after that, you have the family. You always forgot them, because you think that, oh, okay, I'm going home. Man, when you go home at the end of the day, you barely eat something and take a shower, go to bed. And you wake up in the
Mhm.
morning. Do you really spend time with family? I don't,
Mhm.
things like that. That's why I'm thinking that, the people who have business, nonprofit, as a community,
Mhm.
I think we need to support them. We need to support them,
Yeah.
because if it was not them, there's a lot that we will not have. And
Mhm.
also the older people who've been there before us, now they give us something. We need to work with that, making sure that to help, because what happened is when you're trying to do everything by yourself, you don't want to ask for help, making difficult. It's very tough. So as a business thing to take away, spend time with the family. Try to involve your family also in the business. If you have a young
Yeah.
guy or young girl, they know social media, they know things that can make you up there, right? Try to work with them if you want to spend time with family. Involve them in the business and things. So me going back, I think that would be something I will do. Involve
Mhm.
family and do the business at the same time.
I find it interesting what you're mentioning. I have older children; they're all adults, and very seldom do I think of involving them in the business, because in my mind they're busy doing their other things. And in your case, your kids are only younger, mine are a little older, but the reality still is they catch me every time. I say, so you had something this weekend but you didn't think of mentioning it. And it's just, oh, oops, oh, yeah, yeah, that was, yes, that was really interesting. I knew you had plans. And they're like, okay, but we could have. So it's this part, sometimes remembering that you don't have to do everything alone. And this is the portion when you have younger kids. It's even worse because you have to attend to their needs, your
Hmm.
needs, the business needs, the
Hmm.
client's needs, and it feels like you're being pulled for all
Yeah.
areas. That's where partnerships sometimes help to help you in that conversation. I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask you, and I know you might say, "Oh, I didn't think about it," but I want you to think about it. What boundary have you implemented in your personal and or professional life that has created the most personal growth or space for you?
That's a good one. Learning. Learning. I'm gonna say why. When you're doing something you want to succeed and have it good the way you want it, right? It's just like in the beginning, I was telling you, I have a lot of hats. But
Mm-hmm.
all those hats come to one because now, because I learned them before, I know how to navigate. So that's make me, able to separate things, spend time at home, and do stuff I like, and helping people, right? So I think learning is my where I spend time with. Like I'm not saying learning going to school or
Mm-hmm.
no,
Life
open
learning.
YouTube, talk with people, participate. I'm going to tell you something. When I started Abbey Pug there, right, the first time nonprofit organization, I did my study. Yeah, I do my research. Man, I don't know how the nonprofit work and operate, right? And people think nonprofit is an easy thing, just open and everything. The work you have to do is so much, and the bala you have to learn and things like that. Why I did. I went to two ad organization, big, and I went there as a board director and learned. And
Mm-hmm.
now everything is easy for me now because I don't have to start over. Me, something I don't like, Paula, is reinvent the wheel. Me, I just go with the wheel already turning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is, my limitation, I will say there, where I put time,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I like what you're saying about not reinventing the wheel. I know too many people who arrive in a new business, in a new organization, and their first thing is to scrap everything that was there and start anew.
Yeah.
But it sometimes pulls you so far back in putting in place the processes, the connections, the partnerships, that you end up wasting time. And this is the part where it's so important to understand, what do I need to learn as I go? Because not everything means that you have to go back to school. Not everything means that you have to, I don't know, hire someone to do
Yeah.
certain things. My philosophy, and this is me, anybody can jump on this as well. My philosophy is, I will try almost everything once to see whether it's a good fit for me, to see
Mhm.
whether I can do it, to see whether I enjoy doing it. And then if I don't have to do it, if it's one of those things where it's just like, I know how to, but it's not necessary for me to do it, then I pass it on, I delegate. And that's part of, at least I'm hearing some of what you're talking about with respect to Abipog and the youth that are working with you. I've mastered craft rather than keep doing it and be stuck with the daily activities that do not actually stretch my own personal growth, I pass it on to someone else. And that becomes a tool, a skill set that this
Mhm.
other person can apply to something else. And I hear you mentioning, because I know you're being so very, how could I say, humble with respect to the work that you've done into those two non-for-profit organization. And a lot of what you do is free, pro bono. There's no money being spent. So that means I'm still giving my time. And time is the one thing you can't purchase.
No.
I can't make the day longer. I can't say add another year or another 2, 3 months to this year because I need to finish something. Time is our most precious commodity. And sometimes, as you say, because it's in the nonprofit, people don't see the value of reinvesting. But when you do, what you're creating is at the same time I'm increasing my own skill set. I understand the context even better, but
Mhm.
it's also I'm passing on knowledge as I'm coming in, and I'm taking knowledge out as well. Good lesson, really like that.
Yeah,
If I
because
was, were you going to say something?
just to add up, Paula, and sometimes trying to keep things and try to to get there. Sometimes you don't need all that. Sometimes you only need just a little bit and to get moving forward.
Yeah.
And sometimes I see in our community, not to say why I see, right? It's just what I was able to see when I was doing my research and things. People keeping things for looks like they belong to when you have a nonprofit, you know you're living a legacy, you're living your name, you're living your work, right? But try to let other people come and help. You see, this year we just have our AGM, right? Our board of director general. Listen, I got 8 women on my board and only
Oh.
2 men, right? The reason why, hey, I went to get some mom, young ladies, and I got a fantastic group there. I'm telling you, every time we're having our board meeting, the idea or coming,
Mhm.
stuff they're asking they need and things like that. So, and your mention is free. Yes, the platform we create, the youth are there for the community. We tell
Mhm.
them, there's all the service we're doing right now. And I tell the community, come to help us because by helping me, I'm helping the youth because
Yeah.
the youth looking for experience.
Mhm.
So if you give me a project, I take it. I'm not going to say, sometime, yes, we will probably charge you. I mean, it's not because we're charging you, because we're trying to hire more youth. Since we start our organization, not to say we're able to hire close to 40 youth so far, right?
Mm.
So us by 2024, that was our end goal. We're trying to create 100 home black business. We're already probably having. I don't have the numbers. But I know for the jobs, we're trying to create another 100 also, and we're close to 40 job already create. Just this year, I think I'm going to create about 20 job for the youth. They are part time, but I mean they're jobs, right?
Mhm.
And it just to say, lucky with the organization, and I think people should be more involved on those nonprofit because more you have more of those nonprofits solid, more you can have a better community because you know knowledge is where we're supposed to spend it in the community, right? To
Mhm.
help ourselves. So,
And to me, it's all about, as you mentioned, the legacy.
yeah, it is.
It's about making room for the youth. We know nowadays the our kids finishing university don't access the job market the same way we used to. It's
Mhm.
everything is saturated. So if you come in and you already have a skill set that is wide enough that you could try and apply to different type of position, then you become a really good candidate for the employer. Because I might have hired you, let's just say, to work on my IT my IT department, but I find out that you can also do communication, social media, and whatever else, then
Mhm.
this I can use that in additional to what I was say I thought I needed.
Yeah.
And this is where always, at least for me, we have to remind ourselves that no matter where we have what we have achieved in our own life, it's important to pass on the baton to the younger generation. They too need help in order to get to the workplace and in order to be fully efficient, because there are things we take for granted as older people that the young people won't learn until they are faced with certain situation, and you don't want them to be facing those situations unprepared. And I think that's what I like the job that you do in terms of involving the youth, is because you're giving them not only a skill set, but the experience with various tools and the possibility to do the transfer of the skills into other jobs,
Yeah.
which is
See,
huge.
yeah, it is because if I realize now with COVID, right? 4 years ago,
Hmm.
when we started BIA Media, just to give you a little bit of where I'm coming from with the youth, right? 4 years ago, when we started BIA Media, it was tough to get in the community, get involved in things. And now, boom, COVID hit. So 4 years ago, we're trying to develop something, a communication for the community. Said, hey, it's time for us to have our own TV, our own, everything. I don't think we should not having anything other people have, because on our cycle we have all doctors, we have everybody, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes I don't understand why we're going outside of our bubble to do stuff. And you see, COVID hits, BA Media was there and putting all the events for Black History Month, everything's going with COVID online. So just to make sure that we can let people know what's going on.
Hmm.
So all that, who's behind that is the youth.
Hmm.
They came here and they have some idea. You tell them, hey, let's work for the community. They throw so much thing at me. I'm just whoa, 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 and things working.
Yeah.
Sometime having a business, if you have a youth, you're looking for marketing, social media, look at your youth first before you go spend your money.
Hmm.
Because I'm telling you, if you can involve the youth on your business, you go be a better success, because you go
Yeah.
have that extra help instead to and save money, because you don't have to go pay for company to brand you to marketing yourself. Now with all those application online and things, and the youth, they're getting them
Hmm.
so quick.
Hmm.
Work with your youth, and that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to work with the youth and give them their experience, so after that we can go, hey, you can go work to all the, because right now is a chance for the community don't miss with COVID,
Hmm.
because right now there's a lot of job they're not going to be there anymore. And the
Hmm.
youth, they have the technology now, there's so much. I think is a chance for them, and if we prepare them with the
Hmm.
tools, give them the knowledge, help them, I think we will be in a better place in the future. Having a good reach community, very strong, very knowledgeable. And this is another thing. There's another thing we're building with the youth. We're trying to put a call center here at the association, so we community will be able to call us and we can help them with solution.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
and if we don't find a solution, we go somewhere else. We will tell you where to go. At
Yeah.
least everything will stay in the community. So with the youths, it's amazing what you can do when you
It,
have them.
it's It's interesting because what you're referring to is something that we take for granted because in our society, the thought process was until you earn your diploma,
Yeah,
there's not much you can do. But our youth come to work with a technical knowledge that is so much more than even us
yeah,
working in the corporate sector have managed to achieve. And on top of that, what I find is they're very, at least when I look at the youth around me, they're very resource savvy.
yes.
So you ask them a question and then boom, 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 boom. 3 minutes later, it's the information. You can find it in such and such. They can use it for shopping, but they can use it for so much more than
Uh,
shopping.
uh,
And that is impressive. And as a generation that wasn't born with the technology, this is a huge asset that we need to harness a lot earlier than later. I'm not saying to have uh, to break the child labor laws, but
yeah.
still, it's this sense where
Well,
their certain their ability, their the speed with which they are able to make progress
yeah,
and come up with an idea and bring it to fruition is completely different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you had one key message you would want to leave with our listeners, what would that message be?
well, the message I will live for the community is get involved in your community. Work with your peers, right? Don't mind to reach. Go spend your money on those restaurant, the black. Help them
Mhm,
because now with COVID, you're looking to have the back home food. Where you have to go now? You have to go there. And the
mhm.
thing is, if you want more of those, support those small businesses, right? The
Yeah,
restaurant and things like that.
definitely.
Now COVID is there. You don't see people want to go to restaurant. They want to eat back home now, right? Because they
Mhm,
know the food is good. But the
mhm.
thing is, if we want more of those people around, we have to support them so
Yeah.
they can expand, they can branch out, they can create a, franchise. We have to help the community. That was me. I would say to my community, nonprofit organization, businesses. It's nice to have your job. You have your government job. You're living good. You have your house, kids. You said, you know what? I'm okay. But your community need you. If you can spend an hour or two just to help or go give your time helping,
Mhm.
sometimes they say, hey, depends who you help. It's not probably that organization will help you, man, because you help something will come back to you.
Yeah.
So for me, I will say help your community, get involved. Let's changing our mindset. Let's trust ourselves.
Mhm.
Let's, just like Dr. Vibe will say, don't walk with your elbow, live it down. And, work on your community, help. And that was what I will say to
Mhm.
everybody who listen.
Mhm.
And that was kind of message I would like to leave. Live your legacy,
Mhm.
is, you know, when you do something, a lot of people think, oh, I want to be the president or I have the better government job. Sometimes it's just that little impact you do matter.
Yeah.
You can try to do everything else. And I see people, I see them. They try to do a lot of things. When they gone, nobody remember what they did,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And you got some people, they only do the small thing, you know. I take an example. Rawson King was here on my building when he was running as a candidate. When he won, I was so proud. I'm telling you, Paula, I almost cried. I was feeling so good to see
Mhm.
that man working, And this is where I think, as a community, we should Yeah,
Support.
if we all support ourselves, I think we can have a lot of those people, like more, because just like I say, on our bubble, on our cycle, we have everybody. We
Mm-hmm.
don't need to go outside of that
Mm-hmm.
if we really put our minds together.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And what you say brings to mind two things for me. The first one is about paying it forward. There's a huge likelihood that wherever you are in your life, someone else actually planted seed in your life, in your journey. So question is, what do I do for others? And it is about the legacy. How do I pass on that sense of service to others rather than just profit for me?
Mhm.
And there's no job in the end when you're on your deathbed, it will not be, I had 3 houses, 17 cars, or whatever I made. I don't know how many millions that's going to change you. So it's important for me to say, let's ensure that we pay attention to the others.
Yes. And open doors. I think open doors. If you go somewhere, you are able to open that door. If you can
Hmm.
drag five with you, drag it. Because I'm telling you,
That's it.
when decision are making, you don't know because you're not there.
Yes.
Me, every door I can open, yeah, I do a lot.
Yeah.
I do a lot. I try to get involved. I cannot tell you how many meetings I went to, how many business I went to see. I want to talk to them and let them know
Hmm.
what's going on, what kind of grant is there for them.
Hmm.
I call them. Sometimes I stay here at the office late and just call some other business and say, hey, what's going on? You need anything?
Hmm.
Because I got youth, I got resource, I can help. Because I know
Yeah.
COVID is not easy, right? Everybody's going to a tough time, and that little help. Because right now you got a lot of business closing
Hmm.
and a lot of others opening, right? It's a good
Hmm.
thing. But the thing, imagine if the one was closing, they're open, plus what's
Yeah.
building. You know how many business? This is why I'm saying again,
Invest in your community.
exactly. You're
Yeah,
reading my.
yeah, no. And it's interesting because I see my kids when they're purchasing things, they first start by looking at, is the business black owned? Is the business local? So they're going to start. I'm taking care of my community. I'm taking care of the when I say communities, like where I live, but also where black people are helping one another. And it's also from the perspective, at least when you look at the larger perspective, if we don't pay attention to our own community, the business disappear. There's no guarantee that someone else will come in and provide you the service you need. Usually in your neighborhood, you have people, the small businesses have invested in that community for a longer period. So they will try and provide support in ways that a big company will not. The Walmart of this world, the Target of this world, those big companies that are still making thousands and thousands of billions of money, they're not passing it down to the community. So in those times where things are tough for everybody, that's where we need to be a little more conscious with what we're doing with our dollars.
And the other thing, we're so proud as a community also, and sometimes to go get the help. People they like to struggle on their own instead to go the help. I mean,
Yeah.
as a community, if we're able to add those center, I think the community will go. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's tough there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I think, yeah, those institutions, things like we need more of those for the
Yeah,
community.
we need, and again, it's about representation. It's
Yeah,
about fair representation. It's about equity. It's about access. for the various players in the community to be able to make themselves proficient as well.
Yeah.
This being said, how can people get in contact with you or hear more about the work that you do? So let's just say I have a teenager who is making my life difficult and I need to get him some skills. How do they get to you?
Send it to me. Abipug, we're reinventing our website right now just to
Okay.
things changing, right? We're
Okay.
always moving, always with the youth. I'm always changing, and that's why
Okay.
people sometimes they go see me. Hey, your place was not like that before. How come it changed? You know what? Every team come there. I said recognize the place like it was your place, and make it happen.
Mhm.
So if you have a youth anything, send it to me.
Okay.
We have so much of we're doing project management, business, we're technical, camera,
Mhm.
you name it. There's so much work here for the
Okay.
youth, and also with all my partners I have also they have work for those youth, and I
Yeah.
tell them, and now we have so much of partners right now. They said, "Hey, Luke, if you have youth, send it to me, and I will do the same."
Okay.
So
So
abipug.ca, this is where they can reach us. And also, if you're adult and you're looking to make a business, Ottawa Black Business Alliance is there for you. It will give you all the knowledge, everything from scratch to making sure that you get where you're supposed to get to go. And also, because we're using the technology right now, a lot of them, we're making things more easy. And also, we're dealing with script templates. We have all to make things happening for you, making easy. So Ottawa Black Business, go check the website. You can see all the service we're doing. And if you're a youth, come to see the association, and you will be, if you like leadership, management, create, you name it, come to us. And we have other kids there. They're all doing that. And the good thing is, we like to work as a team. So you're not going to feel you alone. You come
yeah.
here, you can be slow to start. Man, believe me, when you get involved in projects, you
Yes.
find your place. So,
I love it. What you'll notice as well when we close the live, the outro has information how to get to the OBA.
yeah.
And you can also go on Facebook under Bia Media and you'll have that information as well. So with this, I want to say thank you, Luc, for sharing with us some of your journey and some of your messages to the largest community. And thank you. It's been a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Paula. Thank you.